Everybody out there, this is Rodney again with Tailor-Made Working Dogs, and today we're going to be talking about markers. Now, one of the most common tools we use when we're talking about a marker is a clicker. All right. Now, the nice thing about clickers is they're concise and they make a non-emotional, repetitive sound, so it speeds up the learning aspect of our dogs by about 30%, which is pretty significant. Oh boy. And it's a pretty simple process of building a nice, simple association that this little click gets my dog food, so eventually he learns that. Now Matt is well versed in that, so he knows well when that click's coming, he's getting food, which is great. But there's two other types, or well, three types in general that we use when we're talking about markers. Now the clicker tends to go in the category we call a terminal marker. I don't want you to think of that or be caught up in the idea of it being like an ending, but it does tend to be the moment that we like the most and we don't necessarily proceed from, which is why we also talk about our second type of marker, which is our continuation or intermittent. And the nice thing about those is those keep our dogs on point when we're trying to continue the activity or behavior we're going through. I can give you examples. So if I tell Matt his heel, good. Oh boy. The whole time I'm telling him good, that lets him know as a marker that he's doing the right thing I like, but we're not necessarily done with it, which is why he's able to follow me, which is great. And then there's, of course, the last one, which is a negative marker, which is just saying no. And it's important that our dog knows what we don't want almost as much as it is that they know what we do want, and just help separating those out. Now, the first step to helping your dog understand what this means, right, is we got to do a process called charging the clicker. And it's essentially playing a nice simple game so that when I click box, he gets food. And that eventually builds the association to him so that he knows whenever he hears this that he's getting food, and that was a good thing. That was a moment I liked. And to help further proceed with that, we're going to show you a nice little video with our friend, our doggy friend June, and you can see through her thought process what it's like for a dog to start to understand this.
I love parks. Sniff this, sniff that. Oh, sniff that too.
June!
Oh, that's my sound. I think Dad made it. Yeah, he's totally looking at me, yes. What was that noise? Oh. Food! I love food! Back to sniffing. I love sniffing and smelling. Sniffy, sniffy, sniff.
June!
Was that my noise? I think it was my noise. Dad's looking at me again. Ooh, the thing made that click again. Then Dad gave me food. Oh, my dog. I think the click means I'm gonna get food. Better do some more sniffing while I think on this. Yes, yes.
June!
Okay, that's totally my sound. And if I look at Dad real fast, I knew it. The click noise means I get food. What a great thing.
Okay, thanks. I hope that June's perspective helps give you a better idea about how your dog is perceiving this whole process. Now, one thing to note, and really important, we kind of mentioned it in June's video, but there's something that's really important, is that this clicker, the marker, once you have it established, once you have it established, it's a promise, and you can't break that promise. And by that I mean, if you click and you didn't mean to, you still got to give food. This should always give food. You can't break that promise. The moment you do, it becomes a useless tool, and thus you're going back to square one, and you can't learn as quickly and thus be as efficient in your dog training, which just isn't as fun for either one of us, right? Good boy. Now, the other thing to note is that we're building up a very easy system for your dog, as we're just going to flush this out at the end here. So the first thing it does is establish that your dog likes rewards, right? So I go from the treat to the reward. Perfect. Reward. Next step is I mark that moment. And that mark means he gets his reward. So we go reward to the mark, okay? After that, I can start asking for the specific behavior I was looking for, right? So I move him around, I got his reward, he goes into the behavior I like, perfect. Now we have his behavior, his mark, and his reward. We're moving through it until eventually, sit. I have a cue, and that cue leads to the behavior, which leads to the mark, which leads to the reward. That's the system we're establishing there across the board. And once we have that in, we can just speed up our training on the overall. I hope that was incredibly helpful. Please check out all of our social medias as we have them. You can go to TaylorMade Working Dogs on Instagram, TaylorMade Working Dogs on Facebook. We can go to info@tmwdogs.com to email us, or you can always check out our website, tailormadeworkingdogs.com. Thank you guys, everything, and of course, continue to watch our YouTube page and subscribe, right? Dap. Dap, bro. Yeah, that's what, dude. Good job. Thanks again, everybody.